for grassroots racers and fans to gather around. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show. And thanks for joining us for our landmark 40th season. We are your destination for news and interviews within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and from the world of motorsports. The Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey gang, how are you? We're hanging out with the fans at the front gate at the Wisconsin International Raceway. It's race night here in Kaukauna for the Dixieland Delight 35 presented by Ken Sports for the Midwest Truck Series. It's also the big night for who's going to win the $15,000 Gander Auto Group 250 ASA Midwest Tour race. That's all happening this evening. We're hanging out at the front gate like we have in the past. Thanks to our friends at DeAngelo's Construction for sponsoring this road show, as well as our friends at Lake Park Pub in Menasha. You got to check it out. They're great folks. They love racing, and we love to have you join us on a Tuesday show. If you can't be here tonight at Kaukauna, you're going to hear from a bunch of the drivers. The Midwest Truck Series just ended their qualifying session. We'll talk to the guy who went last and qualified first. We'll talk to the stars of the Midwest Truck Series when we come back here to Kaukauna on our DeAngelo's Construction Road Show at the front gate of the ASA Midwest Tour Midwest Truck Series race here in WIR. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors. ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And attention contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. And who doesn't like more cash? Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Allis and Waukesha. If you have questions, give them a call. 414-321-4134. ARR Recycling since 1938.
For your next Purger project, go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver and Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
Wolter Inc. is hiring. Wolter is on a mission to move, store, and power the world more efficiently. Wolter is a rapidly growing forklift distributor and is currently seeking skilled technicians to repair forklifts, industrial batteries, generators, and beyond. Apply today at wolterinc.com/careers. Wolter is looking for mechanically inclined individuals to join the racers that work there. Become part of a team that is connected like family and committed to making an impact. Discover open technician positions and more at wolterinc.com/careers.
And now to Cruise Alaska with Making Memories Travel next September. Enjoy an unforgettable 7-day Alaskan cruise from Vancouver on the Norwegian Jade. Juneau and Hubbard Glacier are just two of the cities that await you. Hike up snow-capped mountains and witness majestic whales splash in the Pacific. Then come back on board to catch an amazing show, followed by a starlit stroll on the top deck. Breathtaking views, all the amenities, all the memories. Cruise Alaska. Contact Mark at Making Memories Travel today.
like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows, too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. We are live at the front gate at Wisconsin International Raceway. It's a big night for these racers that are just completed their qualifying. We also have our show airing on Saturday mornings on CW18. We'd like to thank Matt Rapina and Rapina Group, Caldwell Banker Home Sale Realty, for their support of our show. We encourage you to buy or sell your home or commercial real estate with Matt Rapina and the Rapina Group. They know what to do. They have knowledge. They have the power to get your deal done. Buy or sell with confidence with Rapina Group. Go to their website, rapinagroup.com, to buy or sell your home or commercial property in southeastern Wisconsin. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. It's race night for the Midwest Truck Series, racing in the Dixieland Delight 35, presented by Ken Sports. We've got two of the stars and the guy in charge of everything with us here on the show. Let's welcome in Brad Miller. Thanks for hanging out with us, Bradley.
Thank you for having me, buddy.
John Wood, who's got the official shirt on for a very good reason. He's the official guy in charge. And James Swan, a 75-time champion of the Midwest Truck Series, joins us here as well. Or is it six?
Right.
Is it six?
Six.
How about a hand for these guys? We're hanging out at the front gate with the fans. They're racing tonight. They're not just wearing the fire suit because we asked them to. Bradley, how's your truck?
My truck is pretty sporty. We tested with it earlier, and it was pretty good that day. It changed a little bit from today, but basically I got the same setup as I ran last year when we won with it here. So it's pretty respectable right now.
Brad Miller is a driver that's raced in dirt and won championships. He's raced on super late models, won championships on pavement. He's also a guy that has a chance to be a two-time or three-time winner here in the Midwest Truck Series at WIR.
This would be the second.
So he should have won three. Epic battle with James Lynch the first year.
That was a lot of fun.
Last year, Eugene Gregovich and Brad Miller, I don't know if you guys touched maybe more than...
no, that was Brandon Reichenberger.
Brandon, that's right.
Yes.
What am I thinking? Yeah,
Yep.
You remember that. I'm supposed to remember that. Great battles here. It's going to be fun to even kind of like think ahead to what will happen here in a few hours.
What's so great about this series, if you look at the qualifying times, everybody is so close. There's nobody that'll run away with this race today. Not a one. So that's what makes it very, very interesting to the race fans, is because with 5 laps to go, you don't know who's going to win this race, because there's nobody running away. So,
all right, you have experience here in other kinds of cars, super lates included. So does James. I'm thinking about the idea that these trucks in 35 laps, there's no time to relax. You got to get it right. You got a tire limitation. So the thoughts going into what you guys did today in practice in the sunshine into racing at night, all those factors play. How much fun is it chasing these trucks around this big 5A mile?
well, we'll still have quite a bit of sun for our race yet. So it'll be a lot like what it was during the day today. But, we get very short practice runs, so you get to put, 8 to 10 laps on a practice run, you pull back in. So nobody really knows what their truck's going to do in a long haul, unless the guy's in the truck all the time racing it. You know what I mean? So a guy like me, I race this truck 5-6 times a year. I don't always know what it's going to do in a long haul, but you just take that chance.
James Swan is racing for a championship this year. He's not the championship point leader. I think about this time of year is when James kicks another gear in. But, man, James, the competition this year has been something else, hasn't it?
Yeah, they have. It's we got to have a bad year to appreciate a good year. But, we've struggled, had a couple DNFs, something that really doesn't happen with our team. We're trying to fight back. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we get it.
This big 5 ace allows time for things to happen. If you have the truck right, I've seen it happen where maybe the fifth place guy gets the third. Then you get a caution. Then you're in the mix. Those kind of things play out. For you, as many laps around this place as you have, what does the truck feel like, say, comparative to some of the other times you've been at WIR?
We're a little bit loose. I don't know. Cut a tire last week, and just trying to get that back to where our balance was. We run one tire in rotation every week, and still trying to figure that out. I don't know. We'll see. They're also even. You really can't, like Brad said, you can't get from 10th to 1st. You just can't do it. You're just all the same speed. But that's what makes this a lot of fun. You gotta play the game and hope for a good caution. Hope for you in the right lane on the restart. And there's a lot of thought that goes into it. A lot of strategy that plays along with it. How hard you go. What lane do you want to be in, and you got to watch the guys around you, and hopefully you can snooker a guy. He's working on somebody, you can get him when he's not looking, kind of thing. But otherwise it's awesome. It should be a really good race. I can't wait to see it.
John Wood, you're part of the reason why these guys are fighting for every square inch on the racetrack. Parity is here, equality is here, showcasing the driver talent is also, I'm sure, something you take very great pride in with this series.
Actually, I do. When I started this deal, I took over about 12 years ago, I believe it was. At that time when I took over, it had an average count of like 10 or 11 per event. And very shortly, within a couple of years, we were up into the mid-20s, and we've had counts high into the low 30s already. So now, between myself and my team that works for me, I'm very proud of all of them, and I'm especially proud of all these guys that race for me. Bradley, he's always a favorite. James, you can never count him out. I mean, I got such good racers that several of them have advanced, way advanced, up the ladder. I mean, I don't think I could even name them all right now, like Ty Majeski's and, Luke Fenhouse, he's been showing off. And the fact that he's racing with us tonight, that's impressive. Derek Kraus, I mean, I could go on and on. There was one nationwide race, Bush race, we're going to call it that, I was watching last year. And it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. There's 8 or 9 ex-Midwest Truck Series drivers in it.
Racing in a NASCAR national race, so the Xfinity Series.
Yes,
those guys raced here.
Yeah, that makes me pretty proud and very thankful for the talent that comes and races with us.
We know Bradley as a champion in super late models on dirt and pavement. I know when you started running the Midwest Truck Series a couple years ago, it was like, I want to get a truck. I like what the series is doing. I want to maybe get somebody else in here to help me, and maybe I can help them. But now you're racing a lot in this 89 truck, and I can see that smile is there more often than not with this series.
We do really enjoy it. So I drove Johnny's brother Jerry's truck here, I don't know, what was that, probably 4 years ago or so at the Dells, and we had so much fun. And I'm like, I told Kevin, I said, if one of these ever comes up, I said, we should probably get one. And one came up, and we ended up getting one. So, and we don't run it a lot as much as I'd like to because I'm pretty busy with the dirt schedule and running Slinger Weekly and stuff. So, but I enjoy every time we come to these races. They're just a blast. Like James and I were both saying, it's so competitive. I mean, you've got James and I'm 55. James is probably, 48-ish, something like that?
52 tomorrow, thank you.
Oh, 52, are you really? Yeah. Happy birthday. Hey, it's Swanee's birthday.
Hey!
And
you're then you got second. How nice of you, Brad. You let him finish second to
and then you got these guys. I mean, they're young.
Got a couple youngsters on the way on the show. James, I do want to ask you about you are the standard for this series. You are the benchmark. You are the guy that like, do I have it? Can I beat Swanee in practice? Can I out-qualify Swanee? I mean, not just because you've been here, but you've proven time and again you got to go through James Swan to win and race for these championships. Stewardship is one thing, but you and your wife, Katie, have always been stalwarts of let's have some fun, let's work hard, let's play hard, and this has to be a pretty special group. These youngsters come through, and you kind of get to be around them, but they also, I think, learn a lot from you and the other veterans in this series.
Well, like I said at our banquet last year, they make me try harder, so then they have to try harder, then they make me try harder. It's a vicious circle we're going through right now, and they've just got one up on me. So it's good to see, and we try to keep the respect amongst these drivers, try to keep each other happy, because if you start wrecking stuff, nobody wants to come back. So, we try to make sure that the drivers that come into our series they understand the respect and the knowledge, and they want to come back, and that brings more people wanting to come back to the truck series. So I do the best I can with that, and Katie obviously helps me along, and I love it.
I mean, that's a nice thing about it, Jim. I mean, we have these younger drivers per se, like them two guys over there. It's so cool to see these younger guys come in and advance. I mean, we are not the supreme super series. We are a companion series. Then we are lucky enough where we've been the main attraction at a few tracks, special events and stuff. I mean, that's really makes me proud when we let these guys, on the introductions, they get out, they stand by their trucks, they get interviewed all the way through. It shows them what their future is going to be. It educates them to be on the tours and such someday. Levon Vandergeest, another example. I mean, look how well he's doing this year. I mean, just so many of these young people come out of our series. They may not be going to NASCAR. They maybe want to, but we all know the chances are slim on it, but some of them do. But, the fact that they come out of our series, get into the super lates and such, and do quite well. The world is their oyster, as they say. So I'm very proud of every one of them.
Thank you, Brad Miller. Thank you, John Wood. Thank you, James Swan, for joining us. Their website is MidwestTruckSeries.com. They have some races to come yet this year. Madison International Speedway wrapping up at Oktoberfest and La Crosse. The schedule will be on our show each and every Saturday on CW18, but go to their website. Support them as soon as you can. Let's give a big hand for these Midwest Truck Series drivers, the veterans of the series. We'll talk to some youngsters next on the Racing Roundup Show. Guys, thanks for being on the program.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks for having us.
That was great, guys. Thank you.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And attention contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. And who doesn't like more cash? Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Allis and Waukesha. If you have questions, give them a call. 414-321-4134. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club Points Racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and racing schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
$427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
Precise Auto and Truck Accessories is your one-stop shop when it comes to adding style and functionality to your vehicles. Owner and late model racer Mike Grunberg has 15 years of experience installing window tinting, cat skin leather, seat heaters, and seat coolers. There's a million accessories available. Ladder racks, trailer hitches, detailing, remote starters, and more. Precise Auto and Truck Accessories in Wisconsin Dells is a WeatherTech Diamond dealer. Bring your vehicle to the trusted guy, Mike Grunberg at Precise Auto and Truck Accessories.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back indeed. We're hanging out at the racetrack with you. Wisconsin International Raceway in Kaukauna, Wisconsin, home of two big races tonight. The Dixieland Delight 35 presented by Ken Sports. We also want to thank our friends at Ken Sports for bringing us our weekly coverage of WIR Weekly Racing. As part of our program, we like to highlight and cover all forms of racing. And tonight we've got a very special guest joining us as well, hanging out with us, and the Fast Qualifier. And there's a lot on the line for these drivers that race every time they can in the Midwest Truck Series for cool things. But we want to talk to these young drivers that we referred to in our last segment about how much they're putting on those old guys, right? We're going to have some fun with them. Hey, this portion of the show is brought to you by BMRE Electric Carts in Random Lake. Go figure. Hey, that's Brad Miller's company. We just talked to Brad. They sell street-legal golf carts. Brad Miller's Wisconsin's only Icon Electric Carts dealer and has in-stock inventory and customizing options available right now on his Facebook page, BMRE Electric Carts Company. Icon e-bikes go 25 miles per hour, 25 miles between charges, and you can't be any cooler than if you're on a BMRE electric scooter. They sell those as well. So check it out, BMRE Electric Carts Company on Facebook, and stop by their shop in Random Lake. They'll set you up right. And if you want to win 2 Primo race tickets to both NTT IndyCar Series races on Labor Day weekend at the Milwaukee Mile, you can enter via email to win those tickets. We're continuing to collect registrations. You'll have to email racingroundup@gmail.com. Subject line, win IndyCar tickets. They're row 38 for Saturday and Sunday. Pairs of tickets, weekend tickets to the IndyCar race at the Mile. Send your email to racingroundup@gmail.com. Subject line, win IndyCar tickets. That's it. You're entered. We'll let you know in a few weeks if you won. So enter as often as you like as well. We are now hanging out at the Wisconsin International Raceway with 2 drivers representing the Midwest Truck Series Shining Stars, Rising Stars. Let's welcome in Cody Vanderloop and Eugene Gregorich. Guys, welcome to the Racing Roundup Show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, good to be here, Jim.
Cody, welcome back. Last time we had you on, you were with your 2 younger brothers, and now you're racing against one of them all the time, not just helping them shepherd through what you kind of came through. Now you're racing trucks together. How is it?
Yeah, now we got Casey in the Midwest Truck out here today. He's ran select races this year. It's good to see him out there and kind of start learning. It all starts with the basic roots, and he's just kind of making lap time right now and getting seat time and trying to figure things out on his own. So it's good to kind of see him rise up that way.
And there's pressure on you guys because you race here a bunch. The Wisconsin Sport Trucks are the quarter mile. And then you get a chance to race in front of a bunch of people that have seen you race or rent your equipment or buy from Ken Sports. It's going to be a big deal for you guys to get to race here tonight.
Yeah, this is definitely one that we circle on the calendar every year. We struggled here in the past, but we got a fast truck today, second in time. So we're looking to do some good stuff tonight, and hopefully we'll see what happens.
So Cody was maybe a little nervous because the group qualifying was going on, and the last truck to take the last lap in qualifying, this guy. He's the only one that beat you in qualifying. What was that like, Eugene, with the drama coming up for us to watch, but you going, okay, I got to get the lap down. I'm the last group. I got to do this. What was that like to set fast time tonight?
No, it feels awesome. So the first few laps, I didn't quite hit it right, and we weren't sitting up as high as we initially anticipated, but on that last lap, the thing came in, and we hit it just perfect and cut down there on the front stretch and came across that we were fast time and couldn't be more happy after having last 2 weeks here, the last 2 races. We've struggled just a tad, nothing too bad, but to pull out fast time after those 2 weeks at a race like this just feels awesome.
MidwestTruckSeries.com is the website. That's where I went to find out he's in third in points. You didn't lose a ton, but it's got to be a big confidence booster knowing that truck is fast tonight for the Dixieland 35 presented by Ken Sports.
No, exactly. So those last 2 races, we were just trying to maintain just a couple down weeks. All you got to do is just kind of manage the damage there, and now I think we're kind of on that upward swing again where we didn't lose much in points. We're still sitting right there, and now fast time's obviously a great way to pick up some points, and hopefully we can pick up a few more in the future there.
Beautiful truck with the number 1 with the Wisconsin W next to it. Cody Vanderloop, you got a number 4 on the door for several vehicles. You get to race here just on Thursday nights at Kaukauna. Tell us all the things you're racing this year.
Yeah, everything's going well out here. We got a big race coming up this week in our Super Stock. I don't race the sport truck out here anymore.
The Super Stock is called the Station Wagon. Just so you guys know, it's a Station Wagon Super Stock,
Yep.
not just the Super Stock.
Yeah, the owner calls it the Bad Wagon. Greg Hauser, got to thank them guys. They've had me in it for this is the 3rd season now. So, yeah, it's always fun racing that wagon out here. It's always pretty fast. But, yeah, we got a big race that we're defending. We won it the past 2 years, and we're going to try to win it again on Thursday night. So that'll be fun to run that race again.
And you brought the trophy to our show the last time you won that, baby.
Yep, yeah, I actually just turned it in today. It's a traveling trophy, so hopefully we can take that one home again on Thursday night.
And your thoughts about tonight, knowing now that you guys got the practice in, the setup sheet's done, the changes you made, you know you got a fast truck. What do you expect in this 35-lap race tonight, Cody?
Yeah, I think we've had a good truck lately, pretty balanced throughout the year. We're starting to things are starting to click along, and I think tonight, yeah, we had a pretty good truck all day through practice, and we'll just have to see how things hash out in the feature and choose the right lines and get past people and hopefully get to the front.
Now, those who may not know, the Midwest Truck Series qualifying session concluded in group qualifying. The super late models just ended their qualifying session. Eugene, will you start on the pole, or don't we know yet with fast time?
No, we do know. So I rolled the dice and the invert 6 plus the roll, and we rolled a 2. So we're starting 8th, which isn't horrible, and it's kind of been one thing this year. We've been starting a little bit farther back than we've been hoping. I think we've averaged like a 11th place starting spot. So starting a little farther up this time gives me a little more confidence. And this big 5/8 mile, you can work around. You got time. 35 laps is a good amount of time to get around 7 trucks, and hopefully we can do it. So find the right lanes and pick them right on the restarts, and hopefully we're there in the end.
As we're starting the football season, follow me along in this analogy. There are set plays, certain defenses you want to run against certain teams. The Midwest Truck Series has a tire rule where you're only allowed to put on one new tire a week, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Which tire did you guys kind of rotate around and say, that's the one I need for Kaukauna tonight? Which one's the new one?
So it always differs of where we're setting it up, and but this was one race that we saved some tires for, and because it's a prestigious race, you want to put on the best show you can. So those last few races, you kind of back off on your tires a little bit, and you save one here or there. You maybe don't put an extra race on that tire, and that way we have a good setup coming into today. We executed that pretty well, and it showed that in qualifying. So.
Notice you didn't tell us which tire. Cody, which tire you got new on there?
I can't remember.
Always in competition, in or out of the fire suit. They want to make sure they're not going to tell you. I love that about you guys. Who's sponsoring your truck this year, Cody?
My family business, Ken Sports, and then a good family friend who helps us out with the body work and painting, Van Handel Auto Body. And then all the guys behind the scenes, Mike Butts Racing, Mike, Chad, and Matt. They came on board this year, and they've just been showing us the ropes, and we've been picking up a lot of speed with those guys. Can't thank those guys enough. And then obviously all my family, my grandma, my grandpa, on both sides, my parents, my mom. My dad is my biggest supporter. He's always in the shop working on it with me. And then obviously my 2 brothers.
They still get along with you? You still make them work on your stuff and you work on their stuff?
Yeah, I don't got to race with them anymore, so we don't have as much beef there. So,
Eugene, your family way involved, I'm sure, as well. Who else is helping your trucks?
We got Steve's Plumbing and Heating, Central Wisconsin. They're Advanced Trenchless Solutions, MJM Residential Design, Roaring Machine, S&E Race and Repair, Toby Ray's Products, Lion Heating and Cooling, and Stevens Point Wellness Clinic, and Feltz Lumber Company. So we had a lot of sponsors come on this year, and that's really what's allowing us to make all these races. And they came forward with a good amount of money, and it helps a lot when you're running these traveling shows. And it's not easy, And this truck series, with how competitive it's getting, it's not getting any cheaper. So having those sponsors on board is crucial to making this possible. And I got to thank Matt and Jen from Wiz Racing for giving me the opportunity to drive this truck, because without them this wouldn't be possible. And then my dad, Richard, Turk, and then my mom as well, my little brother, grandparents, everyone that helps out this situation.
Now you know why we love doing this. These families are invested. They're great racers. They're going to put on a great show tonight. How about a big hand, everybody, for Eugene Gregorich and Cody Vanderloop joining us here on the Racing Roundup Show. Guys, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having us.
We wish you all tonight as well. Thanks a lot. 1 and 2 in qualifying, if that's any indication, starting 7th and 8th in tonight's Dixieland Delight presented by Ken Sports. We're hanging out at the front gate at Wisconsin International Raceway. Super late model qualifying has concluded. We'll talk to some of those stars of the ASA Midwest Tour next on the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Jiffy Lube has locations across Wisconsin to serve you. Visit jiffylube.com to locate your store and to find the latest coupons and promotional offers. You're greeted by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Grab a water or coffee and know you and your vehicle are in good hands. Windshield wipers, new tires, and alignments are a few of the many services offered. Jiffy Lube proudly features Pennzoil. There's a whole lot more than no appointment drive-up oil changes at Jiffy Lube. Welcome to personalized car care. Wisconsin race fans, find your store at jiffylube.com.
Organize like the pros with Hefner Racing products. Take your trailer to the next level. Upgrade your garage, streamline your shop. Whether you're tearing up the track or tackling home projects, Hefner Racing Products has you covered with the best made and widest variety of organizational accessories made right here in Wisconsin. Shop online now at hrpracing.com.
Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
Check out our website, RacingRoundupShow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our D'Angelo's Construction Road Show. We're hanging out with you at the front gate. Thanks to our friends at Lake Park Pub in Menasha as well for supporting this program. It's Wisconsin International Raceway. It's a Tuesday night in August. Of course, it's the Dixieland Delight 35 presented by Ken Sports, and what has become a really cool race on a Tuesday night. Stars of the ASA Midwest Tour racing tonight for $15,000 in the Gandard Auto Group 250. This portion of our show is brought to you by Allied Resource Recovery. Turning recyclable metals into cash. ARR has locations in West Dallas and Waukesha. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. It's time to turn our attention and the Anderson's Maple Syrup Pure Short Track Spotlight to the Midwest Tour and the drivers that are racing in the Gandard Auto Group 250. We're hanging out here in Kaukauna, Wisconsin for a big race night, $15,000 on the line. These drivers are directly in the spotlight for a very good reason. They're going after big cash and a big payday and prestige by winning the Gandard Auto Group 250. Let's welcome in veterans, Justin Mountain. We got this guy, Riley Stenge, in the middle, and the man who just won a feature a couple weeks ago, the champ of WIR, Lowell Bennett. Let's give him a big hand, everybody. We're hanging out here at the front gate with the fans. Guys, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Excited for the night.
Today so far, qualifying just ended. What are you thinking?
I think we were pretty good in practice. We really struggled on the short run. I feel like we have really good race pace. So qualified 9th or 10th, I think we'll be good on the long run here. And coming off our high with our State Park Speedway win last week. So feel really good about our package lately and looking forward to 250 laps.
On our show upcoming, we're going to feature the Larry Deitchens Memorial that happened at State Park Speedway. And for the second time you won that race. How critical and huge was that, knowing that that's your home track? And what was on the line for what could be the last big race at your home track?
Yeah, it was huge to get kind of the monkey off our back with the Midwest Tour. It's been a few years since we won a race, so it was really cool to get back on that stage and get a win at our home track. And hopefully it doesn't close at the end of the year. All indication kind of looks like that's what's going to happen, but trying to make the most of it throughout the year and really glad to get one of the last big wins at State Park Speedway.
Riley Stenge joining us as well in the Midwest Tour. You're right in the thick of things, Riley. You've got a chance to race here a bunch on Thursdays, racing with the Tour this year. How are things coming together for you before we talk about what's happening tonight in the race?
Yeah, weekly up here. It's been a learning experience for sure. These last couple of years racing super lates, we've been running the 100-lap races and 35 lappers out here on Thursday nights. It's a whole different style of racing, so getting used to that. We've been fast in qualifying out here on Thursday nights. Tonight we were all right. We ended up, I think, 12th or something like that. So we should be in the invert, but we'll see what happens tonight. But yeah, Thursday nights have been good out here, and hoping to carry it into tonight. Whole different race, though, 250 laps tonight.
And I'm so happy we have the next driver on the show with us as well, guys. I always learn something by listening to him and watching him race. Lowell Bennett, congrats on a win already this year here in a super late. It's got to be known you're right there with these guys. This is your turf. How much fun are you going to have racing in the Midwest Tour again tonight?
Well, we've been looking forward to this for quite a while. I haven't run this for a few years, and so really excited to put a show on here for these fans, and a lot of hometown people come out to watch us, and this is what it's really about, running the superstars that come in against the locals. That has worked well for so many years, and I feel blessed to be able to compete here. I competed in the very first races here in the early 80s with John McCarnes, and was a big part of those at that time. So, at 66 years old, to still be able to be competitive, I'm pretty proud of myself.
As you should be. We're sitting right here and at the front gate at Wisconsin International Raceway. We're actually behind our sign is the Wall of Fame. Your dad, Bob, was put in the Wall of Fame. Are you on there yet, Lowell?
Yep.
How many times? 3 or 4?
Just one.
Okay. All right. It's got to be neat knowing that history and tradition shines so brightly on a night like this.
Yeah, it is. The fan support that we get and people that call us and talk to us. I mean, after my win a couple weeks ago on Thursday, I had so many calls and messages from people, and it was just really overwhelming.
Now, this racetrack is special for more than one reason. Your daughter, Journey, is actually a pretty good drag racer on the drag strip here. It's kind of cool. You got that tradition going, too, or did.
Well, we do. And also my son Brazen running here.
Yeah.
Brazen's running the truck tonight. And and then my daughter Journey runs a dragster over on the drag strip on Saturdays. So we spend 2 nights a week here at this racetrack, and this is our second home.
What's it like racing, knowing that you had guys like Matt Kent that raced through here in your time? They went on to NASCAR. Then we have NASCAR stars visiting. Now we got the Midwest Tour guys. Man, this is a strong field no matter what happens when it comes to the Gander Auto Group 250.
Oh, definitely. These are the best guys around, and it's going to be a tough haul, but hopefully we're there at the end.
It's so good to see you here, Lowell. Riley, when you get a chance to race here, I know that the 47 team, Chase Motorsports, they got it dialed in. They've been here a long time. You get a chance to race their car. Ty Majeski's racing their car. How is that all melding together for you to perhaps, race here tonight and now have the confidence knowing that lap times and the experience with that team is going to be a big factor for you to win this race?
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, this is Dennis and Julie's home up here. They raced up here weekly for a long time now, I think almost over 10 years. So, it's cool to be in their car up here. It's a prestigious car to be in up here on Thursday nights, and we've had some good runs, but want to get a feature win out here on Thursday nights and then hopefully be here at the end of the night. It just got to survive 250 laps and be there at the end. I think it's more of an enduro than it is a race for speed out here like it is on Thursday nights. So hopefully we'll be there at the end. Car holds together and should be good.
The series coverage is on tracktv.com. Every race, and you can watch replays there as well. I had a chance on the tracktv.com coverage to talk to Justin Mondyke before you won at State Park Speedway. And I said, man, what's the key there? And you said, well, it's my own track. I got to make sure I got to make sure it works on the outside. What's the key here at this place? You get to race at once or twice a year, Justin.
I think Riley hit it on the head. You just got to get through 1 and 2 really good over the bump and have good drive off the grass off of 2, and just have to have good longevity. I don't think you need to have just the raw speed for 10 laps. If you can hang on the 50 to 75 green flag lap runs, I think you're going to be really good at the end. And getting a good starting spot, staying out of trouble. Like tonight, I would anticipate probably 15 cars or so that are going to finish. So as long as you're in that 15 and you have decent enough pace, you're definitely in the hunt to win it.
Lowell, you've heard this before. You've lived this before. These guys are talking your language. How about that duration? The longest race you run this year at this track?
I've run a lot of these 250s already, but I haven't won any, and that would be awful cool to do. Being prepped and the right state of mind, and it's not a sprint race like it is on a Thursday night, like Riley was saying. I mean, that's a total different animal. So, you got to be there at the end, and to me, it's a 50-lap race.
All right, and they only got 2 tires to change the entire 250 laps. Am I right on that? So you got to figure out when that's going to happen. It's all going to be out sometimes fuel strategy. It's a great race. If you can't join us here tonight, I'd like to encourage you. The Fox River Racing Club actually runs the racing here at Wisconsin International Raceway. The website is frrc.us. You can find out what these guys do on a weekly basis with Riley Racing for the championship. And Midwest Tour is midwesttour.racing online. And you can check out the live racing stream coverage and on demand at tracktv.com. How about a big hand for these guys? Justin Mondyke, Riley Stenjum, and Lowell Bennett joining us here on the Racing Roundup Show. Guys, thanks a lot for taking time out on a big night.
Absolutely looking forward to putting on a good show for the fans.
Oh, we're going to have a great time tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Join us at the races. We'll be right back with more on this edition of the Racing Roundup Show.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Volansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln and West Dallas.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need 3 things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For 35 years and counting, the Napa-certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emission testing, tires, and complete auto, truck, and SUV repair. From oil changes to transmission replacement. 414-761-3250 to schedule your free inspection appointment. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th in Drexel to the experts at Oak Creek Automotive.
Grassroots drag racing is open to everyone at Great Lakes Dragway in Union Grove. Make GLD your home track. Come and enjoy the show, or challenge your friends to be part of the show. Bracket racing for all classes and juniors opens this weekend. Pro classes, street classes, and even bikes and sled classes. Check our website for the most updated calendar and upcoming big shows. GreatLakesDragaway.com.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. We are live at the front gate at Wisconsin International Raceway. The fans are flowing in. It's a big night, a 35-lap race for the Midwest Truck Series called the Dixieland Delight 35, presented by Ken Sports, as well as the Gander Auto Group 250 ASA Midwest Tour race is going to pay $15,000 to win. We're sitting with a couple of the favorite drivers here. Qualifying has just concluded, and I'm looking at the rundown here. Levi Vandergeest qualified 4th. Andy Monday qualified 11th. And we're going to record part of this show right now for our Saturday morning show on CW18 Milwaukee. So it sounds funky. I'm going to say welcome back because we're already here. But here we go. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. Glad to have you with us here on this program. A couple of drivers that have been the stars of the show when it comes to the Midwest Tour and stars of the show when it comes to the Wisconsin International Raceway join us now. It's a big race night for them. We hope you get the chance to see them race at the Midwest Tour or here on a Thursday night on a weekly program at Wisconsin International Raceway. Let's welcome to our show this guy, Levi Vandergeest, and next to him, former track champ Andy Monday. Guys, thanks for coming on the show. Levi, what are you thinking? You're right there in the points, baby, and it's a big night. Big paycheck. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I love points racing. Ever since I've been in trucks, I love it. I do all the points myself on the whiteboard in the shop and everything. I count them all, and I think after qualifying, I'm back in the second, so that's awesome. Now it's about hanging on to it for the rest of the night. It's going to be a really long race, and I don't know. The track position at the beginning isn't going to matter a whole lot. I think everyone's going to even out. Hopefully I can at some point get near Majeski and follow him, But, yeah, I'm just looking forward to running the 250 laps and seeing what we got. I think we got a good long-run car in practice.
He's the guy to gauge off of. He's won 4 of the last 5 of these Wisconsin International Raceway races for the Midwest Tour. But, Andy Monday, the traffic goes through you and the locals here. Come on now. Your thoughts about racing with these guys that you get to work with on a given basis, but now they're on your turf.
Yeah, definitely having home field advantage doesn't hurt. I've been racing here weekly for 24, 25 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's just a totally different race, though. Our races on Thursday nights are 35 laps. This is, almost 10 times that. So you got to take care of your stuff, not run people over, and be there at the end. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter where you start or where you run halfway. You got to be there at the end.
This has been a grind for a lot of drivers over time. I've seen even Tony Stewart racing here back in the day. I think we were in Gordy Sanis' car, got a lap down, found the line behind Matt Kenseth, and finished a lap down, I think, in 5th or 6th. So that's part of that learning process. You want to get ahead of all that. What'd you do this week different than you would on a regular Thursday night to get your car ready for the 250 laps around this place?
Honestly, nothing. I didn't want to overthink it.
All right.
I completely did what we normally do, just stick to your routine and have confidence in your program. And took yesterday completely off, went to Door County, hung out with a great friend who's in the crowd right here, and we had a great time. So just relax and coming in today and have some fun. And then tomorrow the real work starts because now I got to fix everything that happens tonight. Hey, got one car, and we'll be back here Thursday. So.
Yeah, that's right. You guys race every Thursday night. This is a Tuesday night show. And Levon, for you, I'm guessing you went to, Wisconsin Dells for a couple days, hung out, and just said, hey, Dad, how's the car coming, right?
No, we were slaving away on it.
I know you were. I knew you were.
Yeah. We do a lot of prep coming into a race like this. We run the car in ASA all year, so it takes a beating at every race. But, we always change all of our fluids, engine fluid, tranny, rear end, power steering, everything you can think of. Go through all the ball joints, make sure they're all reacting fluidly and everything. You want the whole front end to be really free at a track like this. It's really rough, so any kind of thing you got hanging up could hurt the drive of could hurt the setup of the car, and it could also cause something to break. So we are really careful about all that.
There's a driver that raced here back in the 80s named Alan Kowicki. He ran here for a bunch. There's an Alan Kowicki driver development program in his name, highlighting 7 drivers across the country. Levon's in his second year as one of those 7 finalists. And in every way, you're fashioning your ideas, your thoughts, even schooling. UW-Milwaukee Engineering, where Alan went and graduated and became the first NASCAR champion as a college graduate and proudly from Wisconsin. As all that cycles through, how much is that engineering brain power going to place and into work in what you're driving with your family team in this Midwest Tour?
Yeah, I've taken a lot of inspiration from Alan Kowicki over these last couple years, and especially getting to know a lot of his crew guys and the guys that helped him when he was alive in NASCAR and everything. I've learned a countless amount of things. All kinds of stuff as far as like time management, setup, like the way that you should attack races like this. We're taking a lot of that. The engineering has really helped. I feel like I've been a lot bigger part of the setups this year. I'm making a lot of calls and everything, so that's made it a lot easier to get the car dialed in every week. And I think all that stuff has been a huge help to us.
And Andy, I know that you're not just racing on Thursday nights. You're going to a lot of races outside of racing here on Thursday nights. How is that going to play into your advantage, knowing that you know a lot of these Midwest Tour guys? You worked with a lot of these teams as a crew member, as a spotter, and sometimes get a chance to drive against them other places.
Yeah, absolutely. Working as a spotter with Joe Valento, Johnny DeAngelis in the past. Obviously, I spotted for Taiwan. To get to see just a different perspective, how people run the race, how they run their lines, who's going to push it, who's going to be more aggressive. That definitely, all that stuff is more information you can use behind the wheel, and that doesn't hurt at all.
And when there's that entry list that comes out and you look down it, who's all going to race in the Gandard Auto 250? You go, okay, I know that guy. I never met that guy. I can beat that guy. I've seen this kid. I can be faster than him. How much does that play a factor in saying, man, they're coming where I like to play. This is my place. I'm not trying to ask the same question, but I'm trying to get that idea of it's a big deal. But now you got to know who you're racing against, right? Because there's not a lot of time to figure this out when you're going around this racetrack that fast.
You can speculate as much as you want. When the Packers schedule come out, we all went W, L, W, W. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Once you get out there, you got to get racing. You got to see what you got. You see who you're around. And, again, back to the attrition thing. Somebody's going to pop a motor. Somebody's going to have a flat tire. All that stuff comes into play. And they might be faster on the short run, but you got to be there at the end, and that's all that matters.
Great to see you guys here. We wish you the best in tonight's race. If you want to follow Andy Monday, he's everywhere. You can go to MidwestTour.racing. You can also go follow the points along on FRRC US. That stands for the Fox River Racing Club. That actually sanctions the races here at Wisconsin International Raceway. Again, FRRC.US. Follow Andy on his points chase for another track championship. And you can also catch Levon on all sorts of social platforms. MidwestTour.racing is the website for the series. And Levon, I want to commend you, what you're doing. Andy's also very community-minded as well. These guys get it done on the racetrack and off. How about a big hand for Andy Monday and Levon Vandergeest for joining us on the show. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate your time. Wish you well tonight.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
It's a big race night here on the Racing Roundup Show. We're so happy to have these guys join us. They're in the middle of a big deal. They took time to join us on the program. We hope you get to see them race at a racetrack real soon. We'll be right back. And that's how we do it. Thank you, guys. What? You want to go to Bill Holland right now? This is a live show. We're going to do that right now. Guess what? Bill Holland has had a chance to go in the groove, and that's why it's a live show. We love doing this. It's been a few years. Okay. It's once a year we come to WIR, and there's a great crowd behind the cameras you can't see. You need to come out and enjoy this deal. It's really cool. One of the biggest races of the year at State Park Speedway, the biggest race every year, is the Larry Deitch Memorial Race. Our Bill Holland has been going to that race, I'm guessing, since Larry was actually racing back in the early 80s before his untimely passing. That race is a big deal for a lot of people. It was a big deal for our Bill Holland to be there to cover the Midwest Tour and the big race that was maybe the final Larry Dietrich Memorial at State Park Speedway. Here's this week's In the Groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at State Park Speedway, home of the annual Larry Dietrich Memorial. This event, dating back to 1981, honors one of the most popular drivers to ever turn a lap at this quarter-mile bull ring. Over the years, it's grown into a two-night event, highlighted by the ASA Midwest Tour Super Late Models on Saturday night. But we get things started with the Big 8 Series on Friday. Four-time Big 8 champion and current point leader Michael Bilderbach's a past winner of this race.
It's like nowhere else that we go to, that's for sure. You know, I actually enjoy it quite a bit. It's you really got to have finesse here. You can't overdrive the car, which is unnormal for me.
Defending series champ John Reynolds Jr.'s also found victory lane at State Park.
It's 58 laps, and that's a long time on the right rear tire. You're spinning it, as much as you want to. So you got to control that foot and have something there in the last 20 laps.
1 year ago, Minnesota's Grant Brown won this race after starting in the back of the pack.
We had an issue with the carburetor that put us in the back to start the race, so it's kind of on a mission from there and just really tried to make sure to mind my P's and Q's and make moves when I could.
The locals are led by 16-year-old Jevin Goralski.
I have the home track advantage, I think. Been coming here since I've been born, so I know this place. And it might be a rough one, but we're going to try to get up to the front.
For Hazelhurst, Wisconsin racer Mike Cox Jr., this night is personal. He's racing in memory of one of his heroes.
Nicest guy in the world. Like I said, he's one of the best drivers I've seen. Nicest guy. My buddy Jeremy just lived down the road from him and stuff like that, and he said he was a super guy too. And I think he's sadly missed. Just totally sadly missed.
In qualifying, it's Edgerton's Carson Phillips, fastest on the quarter mile.
Really exciting for me. I mean, we haven't really been anywhere besides Jefferson, Madison, the Dells once, but yeah, this is big for me.
Shane Ratke in the 52 and Clayton Story in the 70 on the front row for the 58-lap Big 8 late model feature. And trouble early for John Reynolds Jr., a flat tire on the X car. Back to green, with Michael Bilderbach in the 2 taking over the lead and looking strong. Jevin Goralski, a regular here in super late models, up to second in the 20. And trouble in 3 and 4. John Reynolds sideways, Wausau's Matt Gajewski involved, along with the 3 of Tyler Ramadka. After the restart, Bilderbach with the lead. Goralski looking to make his move to the inside. The leaders get together. Bilderbach saves it. Goralski ends up in turn 4 and caution flies. Late in the going, Michael Bilderbach's in a side-by-side battle with Michael Ostick in the 18. Both of these drivers past winners here at State Park Speedway. The 2 and the 18 fighting for the lead, with Randy Sargent third in the 11. And Carson Phillips up to fourth in the 15 car. 2 to go. The leaders coming up on Mike Cox Jr. in the 11. Ostick to the lead. This might be the move that wins the race. Bilderbach's not done. He comes back to the inside of the 18. Randy Sargent looking inside also. It all breaks loose behind the leader. Michael Bilderbach wins the Big 8 late model feature in the Dietrich Memorial.
We didn't know what we had in the beginning of the day, but I knew it was going to be a pretty good race car when we were up to, third or fourth by lap 10. So pretty proud of the guys, and I think we took over the winningest driver in Big 8 here today. So that's pretty cool for me, and we got 3 more to go get.
On Saturday, the stars and cars of the ASA Midwest Tour are here to run 125 laps in their main event. It's the biggest night of the season at State Park Speedway. For 3-time Memorial winner Mark Mackesy, married to Larry Dietrich's daughter, it's a night like no other.
The Dietrich race is our Daytona 500. We don't miss it. This will be my 35th, I think, and Dad came here for the first one in 81.
Top contenders include 5-time Midwest Tour champ Ty Majeski, defending series champion Gabe Summers. 3-time Midwest Tour champ Casey Johnson is back after missing most of last season.
The race is already very meaningful in itself, with just being in
remembering Larry Deachin's, and then also the trophy that they give for this event is super nice. It's got a lot of cool things about it.
3-time state park champion Justin Mondyke is a past Deachin's winner. Current champ Brock Heinrich won the Memorial last year and says this time around is different.
We didn't have a whole lot of pressure last year, but the pressure is definitely on because we've been so fast here in recent races and weeks, and we've got to capitalize on that.
In qualifying, it's Levon Vandergeest, the Kulwicki driver development racer out of Merrill, fastest out of 26 cars.
The way I look at it is if I can put a car together that can set fast time, I know what I got for the feature, and I feel a lot more confident going into the feature.
Our first Midwest Tour heat is the qualifying race. Top 16 in time are locked into their starting spots. These drivers are racing for positions at the back of the pack. Up front, it's Derek Kraus, the NASCAR driver out of nearby Stratford who won this race 8 years ago.
We've been really good so far in the Super. I feel like every race we've been consistently running in the top 5, and hopefully one of these nights we can get ourselves a win.
We've got 2 heats of drivers already qualified into the feature, and the first is coming down to the wire. Waterford, Wisconsin veteran Jeff Storm on the inside. Third-generation Wausau driver Race Hayes on the high side. Hayes looking to join his father Jesse as Deachin's Memorial champions. He's first to the checkers.
I got my fair share of heat wins here for the Larry Deachin's Memorial, so I'd like to finish it off and finally get a feature win.
Second fast qualifier heat is all Luke Fenhouse, the 2018 State Park Speedway champion at age 14, back home to win the Deachin's.
You see all the big guys win this race, and this is the biggest race of the all year that they run at this track. So obviously you go into it and wanting to win.
Northern Illinois driver Willie Nelson in the 25 and Jason Weinkoff out of nearby Merrill lead the field to green in the Midwest Tour 125-lap feature. And Weinkoff's up in smoke in a big way. 76 car out after only 4 laps. Up front, heat race winner Race Hayes leading Casey Johnson in the 5 and Justin Mondyke in the 44 car. Hayes has never won a super late model feature. His father won his first in the Deachin's Memorial 26 years ago. Race Hayes making the high side work in 3 and 4. Caution flies. Fast qualifier Levon Vandergeest going around in the 23. On the restart, Hayes goes low, 44 to the high side. And big move by Mondyke. He takes over the lead from Race Hayes. It's Justin Mondyke leading. Hayes strong in second. And Ty Majewski, who's won all 3 Midwest Tour starts this season, up to third. Coming to the finish, it's Mondyke, winning his second Midwest Tour Deachin's Memorial feature.
It means a little bit more than the first time we won it, right? Just because the first time was such a wow factor, but now we expect to run this well, and it just proves that we're running really well right now, right? So it feels really good to get our second Larry Deachin's Memorial and also our second Midwest Tour win.
At State Park Speedway, I'm Bill Holland in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
We have had a wonderful program for you this evening, live from Wisconsin International Raceway. We encourage you to join us on Saturdays for our CW18 show. We also want to tell you that every Tuesday we're live right here with you on our Facebook page. Like our YouTube channel. Click like and subscribe, please, there, and make sure when you see or hear one of our sponsors, support their business. They make this show happen. It's our 40th season of the Racing Roundup Show. We encourage you to join us on a Tuesday night for our shows. Our schedule's on racingroundupshow.com, and you can count on every Saturday morning on CW18 in Milwaukee at 11:30 a.m. for a half an hour of our program each and every week throughout our racing season, highlighting all forms of racing and the world of motorsports. We want to thank our crew for being out here with us tonight as well. Wisconsin National Raceway, our DeAngelis Construction Roadshow, presented by Lake Park Pub in Menasha. We couldn't do it without Dave Schmalzer, without our friend Matt Rapina as well. I want to thank Bruce Blodgett as well and Mark Goodman for all their efforts. I want to thank Faye Hendricks and Sam Trado for their direct involvement in the program. Our Dean Strom is actually on the stream tonight with me on the Racing Roundup Show page. You can find out all things that are going on, but you also want to find out the actual events that we do that Dean and I get to call, the Midwest Tour. You can find them on tracktv.com. We are going to tell you this is about it for our show tonight. We want to tell you that we're back next Tuesday at Lynch's. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100 in West Dallas. That is our big Bonafide Security Solutions short track night. Yeah, a bunch of short trackers sponsored by Bonafide Security Solutions will join us on the outdoor patio. Bring a lawn chair, bring your friends, a bunch of race cars, a bunch of fun coming up next Tuesday night on another DeAndre's Construction Roadshow. It's at Danny Lynch's at the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100 in West Dallas. You can find our schedule of everything that's going on with the address and the whole shebang on our website on the schedule page on RacingRoundupShow.com. Until next Tuesday, set your DVRs, support your local racing, and have at it, racers. We'll see you next week.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Remember to tell your friends and watch our 30-minute TV show on Milwaukee's CW18 this Saturday morning at 11:30. Like our show on Facebook, follow and interact with us on X and Instagram at Racing Roundup. Join the racing crowd at our live show and win prizes. For our latest show schedule and to watch all of our shows on demand, visit our website, RacingRoundupShow.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6. Until next time, race fans, on behalf of our entire crew, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetracks, set your DVRs, have at it, racers.